beneficiary, or this is black empowerment is at that level, which cannot be sustained, or so many jobs will be created, which is an absolute lie. We are being lied to, we are being told half-truths. It is important that South Africans need to know that who do we have here? We've got few banks, and we've got overseas guys that at the end of the day they are design engineering, fabricating and manufacturing the components. They bring here so the jobs are sustained overseas, and the local banks here are now the ones that are gaining as much money. It's for that reason. Even if we were to look at the reason why Radebe, against all logic, against all legal advice, he went ahead and signed. And by the way, the court never said that he could sign the 27 IPPs. Even the ones that were signed, by the way, in 2012, that currently are costing us the 93 million a day. They were all illegally signed. All of them having been illegally signed. All of them bankrupting Eskom. All of them making us not to have access to electricity that is a reliable supply. All of them are illegal. They are costing us money. And the minister knew this very well.
And the key point is, it is not true that it is even Motsepe and his family are just one of the few black South Africans. The majority of the money we're going to spend goes abroad, goes to foreign companies, goes to white monopoly capital. This point has to be made absolutely clear.
Absolutely.
Because, I mean, some people say, yeah, if corruption is for black people, maybe it's okay. No. It is not for black people. Motsepe is being used as a front, but we have 27 of these, and most of them are foreign companies and white monopoly capital. This is a proper case of state capture.
We don't care who it is. All we are saying that if you are an independent power producers, you know full well you cannot look South Africans direct in the eye and tell them that you have earned an honest living. You have earned an honest income. For you know that the electricity that you are producing supposedly is not needed in the system, and at the end of the day you are being paid for doing no work whatsoever, and you are going to put our people into perpetual poverty for the next generations to come. So there is no one, whether they are black or white, we don't care. All we are saying is this: we have to think strategically and say electricity is a fundamental need for our people. What type of electricity do we need as a country? We need electricity that is reliable. The story is told, by the way, by somebody who comes from the energy sector, who worked for Eskom, who, when he was in hospital, the doctors came after they sorted out temporarily the issue of load shedding. He was in hospital. The doctors came and said to him, "We are so thankful that you are at Eskom, and now load shedding is a thing of the past, because when you were on a life support machine, if there had been load shedding, they have got a standby generator. But the 20 seconds, if there had been load shedding, the 20 seconds that you get the machine up, he would not have survived. It was the difference, 20 seconds was the difference between him going to the grave or being able to live as he does today. So those are the serious things we are talking about. We are talking about people in hospitals who, because of load shedding, when the standby generator kicks in, they die, they demise.
The cost is too high. Brother Tshepo, thank you for coming through. And what I really want us to do moving forward, and I'm going to invite you again, we need to go into these 27 IPPs. Our people have to understand who sits behind them, because it's white capital.
It's more than 27, by the way. 27 is just ones that have been signed. But there's more than 23 others that have been running, have been enjoying this loot without guilt since 2012. And unfortunately, by the way, the president of this country, he owes it to the public of South Africa to come clean and honest about his ownership, about his business interests, whereby majority of these independent power producers, he has got either direct or indirect interest in them. That has to be a question that must be answered. And only he, by the way, together with his colleagues in cabinet and the people that whereby there is clearly, patently conflict of interest, he owes it to the people of this land, if he's going to ask South Africans to vote for him as the leader of the African National Congress come 2019 elections on these matters. He cannot give excuses. He has to come clean and say, this is my interest, this is my benefit, this is my business interest in these IPPs, and how long he has been having it, and how long, because even when he said he's selling off his businesses, He sold them for a profit based on the guaranteed profits that come from these IPPs. So our people have been robbed blind, and this we must put a stop to.
Thank you, Brother Tshepo. That was the 3rd edition of Mngxitama on Sunday. We now know IPPs are the biggest corrupt activity. 1.4 trillion rand we're going to pay, me and you, and our children and their children are going to pay. And this is not what should have happened. It can be stopped. But Tshepo says the number of things that we can do. First, let's get the truth. Let's lose the law where it's possible. Let's get Ramaphosa to come out clear. Where possible, let us also protest. We will not pay more electricity to feed this white monopoly capital. Let us boycott where necessary. Again, let us be together next Sunday when we do another episode of Mngxitama on Sunday Live, the news that not make the news. Thank you, brother.
Thank you. It's been a great pleasure to be here. Amanda, how are you too?
Oh, thank you. Wow.
Interesting.
Wow. Brother Tshepo. But how come our television and everybody's not doing this?